Hello there, this is Retro Spirits Garden, and this is Punch-Out on Nintendo's Wii. This is the Wii U dashboard. Well, it's not, it's the Wii dashboard inside the Wii U through back compat. Lovely stuff. Let's launch the disc channel, because the Wii had raucous music and TV channels, didn't it, as its front end, which is a bit strange. Something to do with the Wiimote being like a remote control, so the Wii had like TV channels. Don't smash things or people in the face with the Wiimote, please. Keep that firmly on the wrist. Punch-Out is a pattern recognition game dressed up as a boxing title. So it's got a boxing theme, but that's not really what it's about. I'm going to launch a profile here. Don't have a save game on my Wii U. Blah, 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 Wii nonsense about Wii's. It's a nice presentation here. So yes, pattern recognition, and you fight these cartoon people, cartoon jerks in the ring. Glass Joe here is a pushover, and I think he's one of the characters from the old Punch-Out games. You know, he's bigger and heavier than me. So, if I lose, it's no disgrace. He is a national stereotype, which is all in good humour, I'm sure. Yeah, so you find these like dingy environments to start off with. He's very haughty, isn't he? You work your way through circuits, and the first rings that you play in are brown, and the crowd is yellow. You don't have a lot of moves in Punch-Out. I keep calling it Super Punch-Out, but it's not. It's Punch-Out. Hello. He's going to come and bop me on the face. Well, I got to him first. Lovely. I'm going to explain the controls in a minute. Right now, so you've got the 1 and 2 button, do a left and right punch. If you press up at the same time, you can punch him in the face. If you do it without pressing a direction, you punch him in the stomach. You can dodge on the D-pad. And you can, if you hit them at the right time, you get the style, as you saw before, and then you press the A button to launch a super uppercut, and that's more or less it. So what the game is about is watching the opponent and their moves, waiting for an opening, counter-attacking, and taking advantage of their weak spot if they have one, and some characters do have one. What you will notice about this game is that the graphics are pretty decent. They could do with being natively higher res, but the animation is lovely and the characterization is great, even if it is a little I don't know, insensitive to what's the word? National stereotypes is what I'm going to say. It's not racist or anything, it's just, it's got that cartoon kind of stereotypical Frenchman, isn't it? And then you got the same for the other characters too. It's got a light cell shading on the characters, which gives it a little bit of an outline. So that's where the higher res geometry and rendering can come in. Your trainer there comes up with some absolute nonsense, which is groovy. That wasn't so bad. But there's something about a chocolate bar that he talks about, and it makes no sense whatsoever, comically. Von Kaiser here is very obviously German. He's got a lovely moustache. Yeah, there's a sort of slight black outline around certain parts. You've got it's like a 3-level tone on the skin, so for the cell shading. These cartoon stills at the beginning of the fights aren't particularly nicely drawn, and I don't think they really add anything to the game. But we are into the ring now, and this is where it starts to look nice, because the animation, like I said, is pretty damn nice. The gameplay is really repetitive and actually fairly frustrating. The further you get, the more frustrating it gets, because the bad guys Get crazy moves like they start disappearing and reappearing in front of you, and knowing when to punch and when to duck becomes fairly difficult. The bad guys get worked up. Lovely animation. And they do like a flurry of punches, like a combo punch, and you have to avoid it. It becomes tedious. So yeah, the game looks great. It sounds fine. The gameplay is basic. And it's between 20 and 30 quid second hand. So when I purchased this, and I did buy this from new back in the day, it was about 35 quid, and the price hasn't really changed. So if you've got a Wii or Wii U and you fancy buying this game, you'll be outlaying 30 quid. If you tap the buttons and wiggle the D-pad whilst they're on the floor, you recover energy. I do like the fact that he gets like bumps and bruises on his head after being knocked out. That's cool. Yeah, this is 30 quid, and I would suggest that although it does look good, it's not worth that amount of cash for the gameplay experience. Not when you can get Super Mario Galaxy for a similar price. Which is just gameplay, just lots and lots of gameplay. Punch-Out has always been the same though, and I don't think they're ever going to make another Punch-Out. So this was the last. This is the last in the line, maybe, because it is a very limited game. It's going to make a victory sandwich. That sounded a bit sort of sexually threatening, but anyway, that was a another weird phrase from the trainer. It didn't sound sexually threatening, I made that up. So now we're fighting Disco Kid. Disco Kid's got some funny animation, I guess. It's got nice facial animation. It's got nice expressions. Yeah, they spent some money on the rigs for these characters, that's for sure. They could have done with spending some more money on these stills, though. I mean, they're just terribly drawn. A bit weird, but hey. Yep. I don't think I'll ever make another one of these, like I said before. So this is your highest res and most recent version of this game. So what can you say? 30 quid. Does it look like something you want to play for 30 quid? So only you can decide. Super Punch-Out is on the SNES Mini, and I've never seen any copy of that game in a shop ever. The original Punch-Out on the NES is fairly easy to come by. That's also on the NES Mini. But you know, this is the only place you're going to get this game at the moment. It wasn't released on Wii U, or I don't see it coming out on Switch, unless they do some sort of Punch-Out collection, maybe, at some point. But this game could definitely do with being rendered natively in a higher resolution, because the graphics would really sing. At the moment, the black outlines have weird anti-aliasing issues, and it looks a bit untidy. I'm just talking about graphics here, which is it's not really what this game's about, I guess. Although, it's the only reason I play it, is because the animation's superb. They did a really good job on it. The game itself is kind of satisfying until you reach one of the brick wall characters, which you can actually practice against. So if you get beaten by... if you get beaten by a character, you can then fight them in a practice session.
There are many ways to eat a chocolate, but there's only one way to eat a chocolate bar.
Weird. Yeah, trainer, thanks for that.
Hey, good looking.
Feels like the crowd is rendered at half the refresh rate of the rest of the game, so they're 30 frames a second or something. I mean, the mistake they did make visually with this game is starting you in a really dingy environment, because it looks brown and a bit horrible. And they could have had Mario as the referee. There's a bit of a nod back, couldn't they? They could have done that. Oh, that looked a bit weird, didn't it? Take that back. They know what they're doing, these people.
Here it comes. Here it comes.
Yeah, some of the later characters, I was beginning to say, oh, hang on. A special KO. Lovely stuff. Some of the later characters do things like teleport, and the character after this one, you can only hit him in the stomach after doing a certain move, and it just gets really, really boring. Anyway, this is Punch-Out. I do kind of, like, this is, out of all the Punch-Outs I've played, this is my favourite one, just because of the animation. And I still don't know if I can recommend it though, and it's expensive second hand, so make your own choice. But it does look great, so, and if you enjoy the gameplay of previous Punch-Outs, you'll enjoy this, absolutely. Okay, so that's kind of like why whilst I admire this game, I don't essentially don't really like playing it all that much. That's where I am with it. Alright then, ta-ra.
Hey, Mac, if you can dethrone this king, the minor circle is yours. You're off to a good start, son. The belt's all yours. You're a minor circuit champion now.